Alright guys, welcome to today's video. Today I have a guest interview with a guy who was on my program for more than 6 months now. His name is Bernd. Basically he will tell about his hair situation, what happened before and during the program, and what kind of results he was able to get. So yes, Bernd, welcome to the call. Could you tell basically a bit more about you and why did you reach out to me?
Yes, okay, hello guys, hello Alex. Yeah, I was losing lots of hairs and I could not figure out why it was happening. So I was, of course, a bit stressed out. Like I was like, what is this? I don't want this. So yeah, I went like on YouTube and I found like big three, then I was like, okay, well, I see this a lot, so maybe I have to try it. But yeah, it was not really working. So yeah, I went and checked out a lot of videos, and then I came across your channel, and I was like, okay, this guy seems like he has got a different angle to it. So
when you first noticed the hair loss, like what did happen during that time? Could you tell a bit more about that?
Yeah, like like the first time I noticed it, I was like, of course, like a bit in denial. So like, and then I got more and more obsessed with it, and like I started seeing like differences in my crown, and I was like, okay, there's a problem here. And then I started to think it's DHT. So I took finasteride, but it only got worse. So I was like, oh, this is not, and yeah, this is not nice. So I was like, how can I fix this issue? And I couldn't connect the dots, right? But like, yeah, it was not really working for me. So yeah, and like around that time, like I also found your videos, and then I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to try and get some information. And then I came across the workbook, and yeah, I started like it started to open a whole new dimension to the hair loss situation. But still it was a bit I could not connect it completely because it was a bit complex in my situation.
Right, I can see there was a lot of flakes back then when you reached out to me, right? You can see basically flakiness on this was a problem that you kind of noticed at the same time as hair loss started, or was it those flakes before the hair loss started?
Yeah, it was like I'm not 100% sure like what, but I think it came like a bit simultaneous. I think first I started to feel like some hair is losing, something is going wrong, and then also the flakes came, and then it was like very aggressive hair loss.
When you did notice those hair falling out, like how did you notice it? Was it when you, for example, were washing your hair, applying shampoo, or was it something that you noticed?
It was something that I noticed like everywhere I was going. Like I see hair fall out, like in my sides of my t-shirt. Like there was hair, there was also like white stuff. So yeah, I was like, oh, this is not going good, and I was like, this is not what I want. This is I was a bit ashamed of it. Like, so I was like, I have to find a solution, but I could not. Connect the dots.
At some point, did you also went to dermatologist to check this up, or
what I had done is I went to my my doctor, and this was not good. She said to me, yeah, you can shave everything off and get a fake hair piece and put it on your head. Right. I was like, no, I'm not going to do that.
No, okay. that was not serious way to address it.
That was not for me the solution. So I was like, okay, now I'll check it myself then.
Basically, what kind of impact did the hair loss have on your life? Like when you start to notice it?
Yeah, it was like becoming a bit of an obsession. You could say, like I was checking out all day in mirrors. Like, is there a difference? What's going on now? Like every day I was it was on my mind. Like, and it was not giving me peace. Like it was really disturbing. So yeah, that was not nice.
No, exactly. And I guess you have been able to overcome that problem, right?
Yeah, like right now it's like everything's going smooth, like and I found back like it's not an issue for me anymore. Like I know what I'm doing now, I know where I'm going, and it's all positive and going good. So yeah, I'm very happy that that's coming back, that piece.
Right. Just kind of take it a bit close up here, this picture, because what is interesting about it, like you can see basically the pattern you are having, right? It's not a pattern of male pattern baldness. Like it basically means there is either internal problems that are happening or external scalp issues. And besides those flakes, like what else did happen in your scalp then, and like when you reached out to me?
Yeah, when I reached out, I had like very intense tension, like on my scalp, like like it hurt, like it hurt my scalp, and yeah, that was also not very nice, of course.
Right. So there was tension, there was those flakes, and lot of shedding, right? So three things that happen, right?
Yeah, and also at some points like very intense itching as well, like
Right.
very like annoying, like so itching as well. Yeah.
Right. I see. And this is basically like I did take one of the pictures you shared with me on the Skype, like because I think it's quite extreme amount of hairs that you did see in the comb. Like, was this kind of typical shed you were having or at that time?
Yeah. At this time, like, and this was not maybe I think the most, like it has been more. Sometimes like what I would do is I would go really easy with one comb in one pull, and yeah, with like 20, 30, 40 hairs would come out, and I was like, whoa, this is so much hairs. Like, what's going on here? So yeah, I was a bit stressed out about that that time. But yeah, right now it's going good, and I don't have that anymore.
No. Okay, that's awesome. Let's see. And before we move on to the other pictures, but basically, like those are the flakes you are having, right?
Yeah, like for example, if I was sitting at my desk and I was just going through my hair like once or through my scalp, like this stuff would fall out like continuously. Yeah, it never stopped. No, it would like happened every time, and I was like, yeah, it was like very confronting. Like you would have like a couple minutes of sometimes you wouldn't think about the hair loss, and then those flakes again, and also hairs would fall out, fly out. Like it's not nice.
No. Like I actually can see here fall out here. So there's silence. All right.
Yeah.
And just to show the results you were able to get. So basically, this is a picture around 2 weeks ago that you shared with me. How has things improved even more since then, Beren?
Yeah, I would definitely say like it's improving very rapidly right now, because all my problems like have been solved. So yeah, my hair is just going in the right direction very fast. So that is I'm very happy with that. And I would not have expected like that this would be possible like for me. So yeah, this is really great, Alex. Yeah.
Yes, no, like I was surprised myself because like we were working so hard on your online problems for a very long time, and basically like it did take 5 months, I think, like for 4 or 5 months before we were able to get a control over them. And basically when you added the growth stimulants after your shedding was under control, basically what happened is that you were able to get results very fast because, like you said, you didn't have any online problems anymore. So
yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
No, I would say it's definitely awesome results for such a short time. So, but definitely very impressive. So.
Yeah, I'm also very happy with it, and I'm very excited to see where it goes.
Kind of journeys that will take you possibly 9 months. In your case, before you kind of start to have very good coverage over all areas. Like for example, in temples, there is still a lot of room for improvement. Right? They are getting much better than it was, but there is still a lot of room for improvement. Like, I don't see any reason why you shouldn't be able to basically fill in from the progression you're making, fill in basically this area here, right? It should be fully possible to fill it in. If there is no online problems blocking you seeing results, and you continue with treatment, and basically you kind of are aware of your sticking points, what could be possibly causing your well, to hair become worse, or your scalp environment become worse, that we already have been working on over several months, then basically you will be able to continue progress, right? And then basically what will happen is that also your hairline will most likely start to come back at some point. So.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, that's nice.
All right, and let's see. So this is basically like, once again, like this was in November 2021. I think it was like about a month before you reached out to me, right?
Yeah. This was like about 1 month before I reached out, and I was like, taking like pictures like this all the time. I was like, wow, this cannot be happening to me. Like, I am still in my early 20s, or I don't want to go bald. Like, but this is this is going bald. So I was like, this is not good.
I think so far it's awesome. So like amazing. And here is basically like your crown, your hands through the crown area. Do you notice that there is new hair regrowth as well, Baran?
I would definitely say, like, when I touch it and I feel it, like that that is definitely regrowing. And also, like, for example, what I used to do is that when I go to the supermarket, I see a camera that's pulled in the back of my head, and like through the years, like at first, like it was you could really see my scalp, but now it's like a lot less visible to see my scalp. So that for me also is like very comforting to know, like okay, it's really improving, and also at the fast rate. So that's really great.
Right, yes. And I see that, for example, mid scalps that you had a problem with this area here, it has nicely filled in, right? It looks like it's nice coverage now. Is that correct?
Right, definitely. Yeah, it's definitely recovered there.
Yes. Now again, for 2 months results, like 8 weeks, this is awesome recovery. So, and basically, like I said, there is much room for much more improvements in upcoming months. All right, and basically, like, could you tell a bit more, like, how was it taking a rapid program? How was it to work with me over those several months we have been working together, Baran?
Yeah, like it had been really nice. Like what I was mentioning in the beginning is, like, I was very stressed out and like almost obsessed with it, and I was like, and it was very comforting, like at times, to hear that, okay, no, we are trying to fix the issue. We are fixing the issue, and it is possible to recover. We just have to work a bit more and try a bit more things to make it work. And it was very comforting. Like, even when I had not seen the results on my own scalp yet, because of the meetings we had, like, it was already making the issue like a bit less hard to deal with for me, like less obsessive. Like, I was just, okay, it's coming when it's coming, but it's at least being worked on. So that was really great. It made me continue. That was like to see like where we began, and to like see if okay, it's like there is improvement, but it's just it's taking a lot of effort and a lot of different things to try, and just to see like that some things did work, but other things did not work. So we just have to fine tune the program, like how it's going to work for me.
Right. I see. Yes. No, like, again, like when you first reached out to me, you had those flakes. You had a lot of the dandruff issue as well, and scalp problems, like you mentioned, tension or pain, and also itchiness. And I think when we started to work together in the middle of the program, you had kind of solved already some of those problems, right? So I guess that was kind of ensuring that things were going in the right direction.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to say. Like there were still some problems, but like a lot less than we began. And that was like, okay, so it is working, but yeah, still we have to try and fine tune it a bit more.
Right. Yes. Yeah. No. Once again, awesome recovery, Beren. And what you would say to guys who kind of are looking into joining the program,
like if you feel like it's becoming a very big part of your life, like losing the hairs, just reach out. Like you don't want it to take over like your daily life and become such a big part of your daily life. Like just reach out and you will have a very structured manner to fix it and make it regrow itself. And yeah, it can be very difficult to connect the dots. And yeah, just go to the experts, I would say. Yeah.
Right. All right. Awesome, Beren. So thanks for sharing your story. Thanks for sharing your journey, because again, it has been an amazing journey, and all the problems that you did had basically when you first reached out to me with the food sensitivity, with basically your scalp environment that was having issues, dermatitis, some fungal problems, right? All those things basically, again, they did require a lot of work, right? But you did put in efforts in it, and you were able to recover from those problems, and now you are seeing basically first results from actually doing what you did, and basically now it's your reward time, right?
Yeah, that's very good, very great. Yeah.
Yes. All right, Ben, I won't to hold you anymore. Do you have any final words that you want to share before we end today's session?
I just want to thank you, Alex, like that you have made this platform, and I'm very grateful like that we came in contact. And I would say like once again to everyone who's facing similar problems, just make it easy for yourself, man. Just reach out.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Ben, and that was awesome that you did decide to join these interviews.
Yeah, it certainly has been a great ride. Okay, Alex, thank you.